You know, it's funny how we often think of self-confidence as something that just magically appears one day, like a fairy godmother waving her wand. But for me, it was more like a long, winding road filled with potholes and detours. And one of the biggest hurdles on that road, body odor. Yeah, I said it. It's a topic most people would rather avoid, but I think it's time we get real about it. Growing up, I was a typical kid, loud, goofy, and always the one cracking jokes. But there was this one thing that made me feel like I was walking around with a big neon sign blinking insecure above my head. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was in middle school, and let's be honest, middle school is tough enough without adding a little extra odor to the mix. I was hitting puberty, and along with the awkwardness of braces and bad hair days came this unexpected issue. I started to notice that I had a smell. Not the, oh, I just finished gym class kind of smell, but more like, whoa, what is that kind of smell. At first, I brushed it off. I thought, maybe it's just the heat, or maybe I just need to shower more. But no matter how many showers I took, or how much deodorant I slathered on, the smell lingered. It felt like a cloud following me around, and I was terrified that everyone could smell it too. I started avoiding social situations, opting to stay home rather than risk the embarrassment of someone catching a whiff of me. It was isolating, and it chipped away at my confidence bit by bit. I remember one particular incident in gym class. We were playing dodgeball, and I was so focused on not getting hit that I forgot to pay attention to my surroundings. I went to pick up the ball, and as I bent down, I caught a whiff of myself. I was mortified. I could see my classmates whispering and giggling, and in that moment, I felt like I was disappearing. It was as if I was the only one in the room, and everyone else was just a blur. That day, I decided to wear long sleeves to gym class, even when it was scorching outside. I thought if I could just cover up, maybe I could hide the smell too. But here's the thing, trying to hide from the problem only made it worse. I became hyper-aware of every little thing I did. I was constantly checking my underarms, reapplying deodorant every hour, and avoiding any situation where I might break a sweat. It was exhausting. And you know what? It didn't help my self-confidence at all. Instead, it made me feel like I was living in a prison of my own making. Fast forward a few years, and I finally decided enough was enough. I was tired of feeling like I was defined by my body odor. I started to research, digging deep into the world of hygiene products and natural remedies. I learned that diet plays a huge role in body odor. I was eating a lot of processed foods and sugary snacks, which can contribute to an unpleasant smell. So, I switched to a healthier diet, filled with fruits, vegetables, and plenty of water. It felt good to nourish my body, and slowly but surely, I started to notice a change. But it wasn't just about what I was putting into my body, it was also about what I was putting on it. I experimented with different deodorants, moving away from the chemical-laden ones that never seemed to work for me. I found natural alternatives that not only smelled great but also made me feel fresh throughout the day. I even tried making my own at one point. Let me tell you, it was a messy endeavor, but it was worth it. Each small victory felt like a step towards regaining my confidence. As I started to take control of my body odor, I noticed something else happening. I was beginning to feel more confident in my skin. I started to wear clothes that I loved instead of hiding behind oversized shirts. I experimented with colors and styles that made me feel good, and for the first time in a long while, I felt like I was expressing who I truly was. But the journey didn't stop there. I realized that self-confidence is more than just how we smell or what we wear. It's about embracing who we are, flaws and all. I started to shift my focus from trying to fit into a mold to celebrating my uniqueness. I began to understand that everyone has their insecurities, and that's what makes us human. I started sharing my journey with friends, and to my surprise, many of them opened up about their own struggles. It was liberating to talk about it, to laugh about the awkward moments, and to find support in each other. I also learnt the importance of self-care. I began to prioritize my mental health alongside my physical health. I took up yoga, which not only helped me feel more in tune with my body, but also taught me to breathe through uncomfortable moments. I started journaling, reflecting on my journey and celebrating my progress. It was a way to remind myself that I was more than my body odor or any other insecurity. Now I stand before you, still a work in progress, but filled with a newfound sense of self-confidence. I can walk into a room without worrying about what others think. I've learned to love myself, quirks and all, and I want to encourage you to do the same. If you're struggling with something similar, know that you're not alone. It's okay to have insecurities. It's how we choose to tackle them that defines us. So, if you're out there feeling like your body odor is holding you back, take a deep breath and remember, you have the power to change your narrative. Embrace the journey, celebrate the small victories, and most importantly, be kind to yourself. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about being authentic. And trust me, that's a journey worth taking.